It's just about Biden-Harris push scrutiny of police. Trump would halt such efforts. And so Donald Trump is vowing to end the Biden administration's wide-reaching efforts to curb abusive policing, promising if he returns to the White House to rein in federal oversight of local law enforcement and empower officers to aggressively clean up American cities. Among the changes Trump has promoted, allowing the use of stop and frisk to interrogate suspects, rescinding a Biden administration ban on the transfer of military equipment to local police departments, deputizing local officers to enforce immigration laws, and deploying the National Guard to fight crime. The Democratic Party has a war on with the police. Trump said as a campaign rally last month in Charlotte, "We will give our police back their power, protection, respect that they deserve." I mean, and so when you look at something like what happened to a multi-millionaire, I mean, this dude's just had $100 million. What do you have? About $100 million contract, something crazy. He's making a lot of money right now, and they're willing to choke him out in broad daylight over a traffic stop, rip him out of his car. You know what I mean? And handcuff him, throw him on the ground. Only reason he got out of there because everybody came down to his aid. That's like the security from the stadium. Everyone came to his aid. They understood the gravity of the situation by messing something like this up. They know that it could cost the city millions.
Think about if they would have killed him.
Oh my gosh! I mean, he said that.
Tyreek, yeah, he said Tyreek Hill killed in traffic stop a block away from stadium.
And with the footage that we just showed you guys, I mean, with that footage, man, alone,
the police union has to stick up for the officers until they do an investigation. They will probably lose their jobs.
And so we're sitting here like this, looking at this clear mandate that Trump has put out. It's a clear mandate to speaking that what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically tell these people they have direct immunity. We're not going to charge you with anything. That'd be almost like remember the guy who got remember the guy who was jogging and was murdered by the two I think it was a father and a son, and then his friend was recording it down in Georgia,
and then the prosecutor or whatever
took months and months where I think it ended up having to have the feds come in.
Yeah, because and they had the prosecutor got locked up for it. They got locked up for it because they brushed it. It took a public outrage because there was even video of it, and they're like, "Oh, he was breaking into the house." And you see the video; it was under construction. He didn't steal nothing. And
so if the feds wouldn't have any authority here if Trump was in office, because that's the only thing that'll scare a state and local if the feds come in and now start shaking up and accusing officers and putting them on trial. That's the only thing. If you know that's not going to happen, that case would have never been put to a jury.
And
ever.
If you give the cops total immunity, we're back at Jim Crow. That's all it is.
I mean, we're pretty much there right now if you think about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
I don't like to quote him, but he said some real stuff. He was like, "Look." He's like, I don't want to talk about that lady in Chicago that got killed. He was like, ain't nobody gonna die over it.
He's like, that?
Y'all see the lady that got killed by the police officer because they said he was
in Illinois.
Yeah. He was like, look, he's like, I'm still messed up about Tamir Rice. He was like, look, y'all get upset about these killings. You'll see it on TV, but ain't nobody gonna die over it. Y'all ain't about to do nothing. He's like, so I don't want to hear about it.
Who said this?
Charleston White.
I mean, you know,
but he also said he saw some black dudes down the street in a Cadillac at a neighbor's house after 10 o'clock and called the police on them.
I mean, at the same time, you got to look at, like, you know, what he's saying, it holds merit. You look at, where's George Zimmerman?
Still alive and well.
They say he's signing Skittles bags right now to this day. You know, and I know we tend to talk about these type of issues, but these type of issues come up. And we got people who are in our comments, some of the people who great fans of the show. We really appreciate you guys actually commenting and doing what you do. But the point of it is, though, we hear a lot of times, you know, well, they should have complied or you know, or this or that or a third. I mean, they're always giving an excuse to what this behavior you know, what it boils down to. And if you really think about it, if there's no kind of oversight of this right here, this is going to broaden and get deeper. It's not just going to be about us anymore. It's going to start happening more to you guys as well. Not as much, but it's going to start happening to you guys as well. If you tell a police officer they have total immunity, they can pretty much do whatever they want without fear of retribution, it's going to be a problem.
Well, you know, it's crazy. It's already affecting the African American community, but I think European Americans that live here too are going to feel the effects too, because, you know, usually they face consequences. You don't face consequences. We've seen videos of, you know, white Americans screaming at the police and doing whatever. Think about
at the top of their lungs, man.
Pow! They pop you. Hey, he was getting belligerent. I feared for my safety.
I wish you had the video of the one guy so we could play that on here, screaming at the top of his lungs at the police. Like, what do you say?
He's like, you're blocking off the driveway. My wife can't get home. That one.
Yeah, and he's like, take it from me, boy. What do you say?
He had the ID. He's like, take it from me, boy. What you gonna do? I was like,
they said this dude has some kind of a mental disorder, but the police officer probably didn't know that.
That don't
He
mean
didn't
nothing.
care.
I've seen a dude. Remember the one time the guy was on the ground because he had the special needs guy next to him?
Yep, that was in Florida.
Yeah, shot him.
That was in
Florida's not a
Florida.
safe place for black folks anyway.
He was on the ground with his hands up in the air, told him that the kid sitting next to him, they didn't want him to get
Still
killed.
shot him.
He was a special needs kid. He's an autistic, heavily autistic kid playing with a car while the police have you guys at gunpoint. The kid's in the street playing either with an imaginary car or a real car. I can't remember. But he's like, but the caregiver, the caregiver's on their stomach on the ground with his hands up. And they still shot him anyways. He shot the dude in the leg, and they asked the police officer why he did it. He said, "I don't know." I was like, "Are you serious?" That's how you felt. That's what's in your heart. You was like, "I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna shoot this dude anyway."
It was like, good enough. All right, carry on.
It's crazy, man. But